Hello, so before I begin this properly, I need to address the use of the word convert in the title of this video. Many believe that you don't convert to Islam, but rather revert to the religion, and this all stems from an Islamic belief that everyone is born believing in Allah, so when someone joins the religion at a late stage in life, they are simply reverting back to their birth belief. This is something of a debated subject, and many sources say either convert or revert is fine to use, but I wanted to mention this up top as I know I'll get like a million comments about it otherwise, and I use convert in the title of this video as the word gets the idea across easier than revert, and I'll be using convert/converted as my word of choice for the rest of this video. Okay, so anyway, Islam is the second most followed religion in the world, with there being around 2 billion followers. While many of its followers are simply born into the religion, others convert to it later in life, either after leaving a previous religion or from not following any religion at all. And there seems to be this trend that occurs when people do so. Many Muslim converts decide to change their name when they start following Islam. Perhaps the most famous example of this is when boxing superstar Cassius Clay converted to Islam and took on the name Muhammad Ali. But beyond this, we have singer Stephen Yulio, who is more known by his stage name of Cat Stevens, who converted and became Yusuf Islam. Another singer, Sinead O'Connor, started following Islam and changed her name to Shuhada Sadaqat. And of course, Malcolm Little, who's more remembered in history under the name of Malcolm X, went under the name of El Hajj Malik El Shabazz when he became Muslim. An example I really enjoy is with a woman called Janice Huff. She was a Southern Baptist preacher and converted to Islam while trying to convert some Muslims to her religion. Yeah, they played a real Uno reverse card on her. She took on the name of Amina Azilmi, and that's just a tiny handful of noteworthy people who changed their name when they converted to Islam. Of course, this number grows greatly when you factor in all the everyday people who have converted to the religion, the kind who wouldn't be found on a Wikipedia list of Muslim converts. If you are a Muslim convert who did change your name, then please share your experience down in the comments below. What's interesting about all of this is that the concept of changing your name when you convert to a new religion is seemingly one linked very much with Islam, and not really all that present in other religions. I mean, I have no doubt that there have been Jewish or Hindu converts, in example, that have changed their name too, but once again, judging by those Wikipedia lists of religious converts, it seems to be way more commonplace in Islam. So what exactly is it about Islam which makes people so compelled to change their name when converting to the religion? Well, it seems a key factor in all of this is the huge amount of importance placed on names in the religion. The names parents choose for their kids in Islam are seen as being highly important and should evoke certain ideas, as opposed to just sounding pretty or nice like how many other names are chosen in other parts of the world. Muhammad himself was a key believer in the idea that names people are given should have a positive, nice, and even noble meaning. This was done with the idea that people should then try and live up to the meaning of their name. A name like Fahim, in example, means things like intelligent and understanding. So it would be hoped that a child given this name would go on to be, well, intelligent and understanding. It's kind of like forcing nominative determinism to happen for these people. What this means for us, however, is that when someone decides to convert to this religion, one that puts a huge amount of emphasis onto names, it kind of makes sense why they would want to change their own name too. Beyond this, however, there are other reasons as to why converts would wish to choose their name. It may be because they want a name which reflects their new identity. Converting to a new religion can be a huge thing for many people. Beyond just having a new belief system to live their life by and new rules to follow, it can include things like wearing different clothes, eating different foods, and celebrating new holidays. It makes all the sense in the world why someone would wish to change their name following this huge change to their identity. It may also be because they wish to feel more integrated into their religion too. They may want the rest of the Islamic world to know who exactly they are and that they are one of them. People can be wary at times to outsiders joining their world, so having a name which is akin to the names of others in the religion can let people know that they are dedicated to the cause and want to be fully integrated into the religion. Beyond this, there are definitely other reasons why someone would change their name. Their old name might be deeply linked with the religion they no longer wish to be a part of, or they might just not like their original name. And while that's the why of this question, what about the hows? How would someone converting to the religion decide which new name they should go under? Let's make up a fictional person. I'm going with Jeremy Jones, 46, from Slough. Now, Jeremy has decided to convert to Islam for one reason or another, and with this conversion, he has decided to change his name too. But out of the many many names out there, how is he going to decide what new name to go under for, potentially, the rest of his life? Well, first off, it's most likely he isn't going to change his name to something considered English, like Tim or Bob or Andy. It's most likely he will choose a name of Arabic origins. As we saw with the previously highlighted examples, regardless of if the people came from the UK, Ireland or the USA, the names these people chose were all from the language of Arabic. This is because the religion has its origins on the Arabian Peninsula, and while it is now followed across the globe, Islam still has incredibly deep ties to this part of the world and that language of Arabic. Many Muslim majority countries have Arabic as their most used tongues, like the nations found across North Africa in example. This is something I actually talk about in great detail in my upcoming book, Immigrant Tongues, exploring how languages moved, evolved and defined us. There's a whole chapter dedicated to Arabic migrations across North Africa and how Arabic changed into its many different forms on the northern coast of this continent. This is just one of the many language journeys covered in this book, and it will be releasing on the 12th of August this year, and there's a pre-order link down in the description below. But all we really need to know for this video is that Arabic and Islam really go hand in hand with one another. What this means is that the aforementioned Jeremy Jones, 46, from Slough, would most likely choose a name which originates from the language as his new title when he converts to Islam. It would also most likely be a name with a good, positive meaning. As mentioned, this is one of the key aspects of names in Islam, so it makes sense why he would follow along with this idea. It of course could be the name Fahim as already mentioned, but it could also be a name like Adil, meaning honest and fair, Sadiq, meaning sincere and loyal, or Jahid, meaning diligent and striving. In all honesty, most Arabic names seemingly have a positive meaning, which makes all the sense in the world as the whole point of them is to be positive, so it would be kind of weird if they made some with negative meanings. Any one of these names are one that Jeremy Jones, 46, from Slough, could choose as their new title. They could also pick a name not due to its positive meaning, but due to it being a name of someone deeply influential in the religion. This is a huge deal in Islam. Many people are named after someone important in the religion. It's why Muhammad, and its various spelling variations, is one of the most popular names in the whole world. It's all due to the Islamic tradition of naming kids after influential figures, and Muhammad is pretty much the most influential figure in Islam. There are some other ways in which Jeremy Jones, 46, from Slough, could go about changing their name, but there is another option. He could simply just not change his name too. It is really important to know that, on the whole, it is not compulsory to change your name when converting to Islam. It's simply something people choose to do. There are many Muslim converts out there who found the religion at a later stage in life and simply kept using the name they had their entire life. This means that Jeremy Jones, 46, from Slough, can simply carry on being Jeremy Jones, 46, from Slough. But as I said, it's only on the whole that it's not compulsory to change your name when converting to Islam. There are actually some cases where it's seen as being highly advisable / bordering on compulsory to change your name when converting. This can be when your original name is considered offensive in some way, shape or form. This once again ties into the idea of a name having a positive meaning. The other time is when a name could be considered a shirk. This is when someone or something is linked to another god or religion. A key example of this would be with a name like Christopher, which obviously links directly to Jesus Christ. It's pretty self-explanatory why Muslims won't like the idea of a fellow Muslim being named after the prophet of a different religion. There is also another case of name changes being compulsory, that's being in relation to members of the Nation of Islam. This is a religious organization tied to Islam, founded in the US and heavily linked with black nationalist ideals too. Members included the likes of Malcolm X as well as Muhammad Ali. As the Nation of Islam were deeply tied to the civil rights movement in the US at the time, they held a strong belief that their members should let go of their slave names when embracing Islam. This is directly why Malcolm Little became Malcolm X, and eventually El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, and why Cassius Clay became Muhammad Ali. So yeah, despite saying it's not compulsory, there are actually some cases where it is kind of compulsory. But honestly, the key reason as to why Muslim converts change their name is mainly down to the fact that they simply want to. Also, if you're actually called Jeremy Jones, you're 46 and you're from Slough, please let me know down in the comments. I'll send you a signed copy of my book or something. Name Explain depends on viewers like yourself supporting the channel financially on Patreon, so a huge thank you to everyone who does. Donating just $1 a month helps the channel amazingly and gets you bonuses including ad-free videos, exclusive content, the power to request ideas to be made into actual Name Explain videos, and your name at the end of the video with all these awesome people. Visit patreon.com/Name Explain or click the link down below to find out how you too can support the channel. Thank you. Thanks for reaching the end of the video. Why not watch another and subscribe to keep up to date on all things Name Explain. You can find myself on Instagram where I'm Name Explain YT, and join the Facebook group Friends of Name Explain to talk with myself and other name nerds. All that will be linked down below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and once again, thank you all so much.